I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like doing the first hip hop festival ever in San Diego. And now I'm doing that. You should see the crazy DMs I'm getting in an environment where nobody had a job. So I didn't see nobody going to work. You know, everybody just sold drugs and it was like, you know, a lot of crazy stuff. And now I'm back in the trenches. So now I'm in New York and then we growing up and then we, you know, moving around and now I'm in like a trap house. I'm in the same environment almost from before. All the worldly decisions, there's those guys on the panel who making those decisions. And you know, I'm cooking for those guys. This year's my 10th year in being a small business owner in in July. And right now, like, you know, I'm at like $6 million a year.
Like from your own personal experience, is it more who you know?
It's more who know you.
Yo, welcome back to Retro Network Podcast. It's your boy Yak.
Hey man, Kai, special guest, man. Producer of the podcast, but I'm behind the camera today, man. I'm filling in for T, man. We still gonna run it though. We're gonna have a good pod, man, for sure.
Oh, we're gonna have a great pod, man. T fucked up because we got one of the best people in the building. On top of that, the second best in the building. Yo, we got Chef Geoff Cole in the building with Grackzz out here, aka Gio. Let's go, baby.
Salute, man.
That's solid. Yo, I really appreciate you for being here because I know you got a lot going on. You just did an interview too right now with with your boy. So I mean, we really want, you know, this platform. We always want to get to know the story first. You know, what your upcoming was, because I mean, I know you had some upcomings, like some struggles too a little bit.
Yeah.
But now you up there. You're really booming right now. And it's just the beginning, bro. There's more to come. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about where you grew up, because I know it was Florida, right?
Now, you know what? I let people decide how I grew up. I've been a lot of places. So you know, growing up in Miami, I was born in Miami. You know, my family migrated to Miami. I'm first American born. Then my mom brought me to Jamaica to get her paperwork. I was in Jamaica for like a year. You know, Kingston, Jamaica.
Damn.
Then I came back over. You know, stayed in Miami until I was like 8, 9 years old. But my mom went to prison when I was a kid. So you know, she was you know, you know, she was pretty much like being a mule transporting kilos Bahamas to Miami. You know what I mean? She got caught up in Bahamas, got locked up. You know what I mean? So I stayed with my dad, and you know, just different dad. And you know, dad got a wife, so now you got a new fake mom. Like, you know, you got a stepmom, and you gotta listen to her. Hey, mom ain't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and it was just different because I was growing up in a house where, you know, everybody was like, you know, life was good as like, you know, 7 years old, get anything you want.
Yeah.
Now I'm over there with a structured house and you got structured rules, and you know, so
A little different.
then I moved to my mom got out of prison, went to New York. So my mom, you know, I went to New York to live with her when she got out, you know, and then living in Brooklyn, New York. I was in middle. I went from like big drug lord house to living in structured home, middle class house. My dad middle class in Miami. And now I'm in New York, back in the trenches. You know what I mean? So
wait, hold on. I'm gonna take a step back because you said a trap house, drug lord trap house, right? Your mom's was running that. Your mom was doing
her dude at the time, which was her my sister's dad, was running the house. He went to prison. Then after he went out, she kept the business going.
Well, she kept it going.
That's all she knew how to do to make money. So you know, he's you know, they selling, you know, they had this crew called Shot This Crew. You watch the movie Shot This?
Yeah,
you know,
for
Shot
sure.
This?
It's classic.
So they call it Shot This because there's a crew called Shower Crew. Shot This movie had a thing called Shower Crew, right? So they call them Shower Posse because when they had beef, it was nothing but a shower of bullets. So they call them a Shower Posse. So my mom was a part of that, you know, and there was a part of all that. The Shower Posse, you know, some real gang, you know, Jamaican drug lords. So if you look at the back of the 80s of how the drug lord was going from Jamaica to the U.S. and the guns and the drugs were going, you know, there was a part of that. And then he got, you know, my stepdad at the time got locked up. You know, he had to do a 10-year sentence. And then my mom, it was crazy because if I go in deep how it went, my mom was the person who she would like go on a date with another drug lord dude, and they'll set him up. Like she'll go to a hotel, and then he would like go ahead and rob them for their stuff. What? Yeah. So you know, like she'll go. So my mom would like never. You know, my mom she's a sweetheart now.
Yeah.
But she would never like go back to Miami because she's like, man, I done set a lot of people up. Like she done went
So did you know though? Did you know what was going on? When
I was in the house with maids, and it was cool, kicking some Scarface stuff.
So you was just like, this is my life. It's just my life.
It was my life. We get every toy we want. 7, 8 years old. It was cool. And then one day I'm at my dad's house on the weekend because he got locked up. I didn't really know what's going on. We just young, and then my mom called me like, "Yo, son, I can't come home." I'm like, "What do you mean, Pop?" Well, I'm kind of just, I'm in prison. I'm in Bahamas.
Yeah.
After I got older, I realized what happened. Because after he got locked up, she still knew the people, and she was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna transport these kilos and make a couple racks here and there."
Oh yeah.
And got locked up in Bahamas. So she did her time. I was living with my dad and stuff, and now she got out of prison, and she's in New York. So now I go to New York in like 91, and I'm like, "All right, 91. Cool." So we live in the Scarface life. Yeah. So middle class. My dad was middle class worker, going to hard work, white, married, and everything. And now I'm back in the trenches. So now I'm in New York, and then we growing up, and then we moving around, and now I'm in like a trap house. I'm in the same environment almost from before. Now her new dude and my uncles, everybody in my house sold drugs. It was kind of crazy. Where like my bedroom, they crack was real big back in the day. So they just like. For some reason, my room was close to the door. All the homies used to come in and use my bedroom as where they cut the crack up at to put in the valves.
No way.
Oh, yeah, so they at a young age.
At a young age. So I'm like, 14, 15.
Oh yeah.
And they using my bedroom as the area where they cut the crack up at.
My boy playing his video games. He's like, "What y'all doing?" Oh shit.
So
that's cool. Like, where was your head at though? Was you like, what's going? You knew what was going on?
But that was normal.
Oh, so
that was normal. Like, oh, they working. That's normal. My uncle, my mom, like that's you gotta think about it, it's the norm. And but that's not normal to people, but like that's my norm.
You though,
that's your norm.
That's norm.
Exactly.
But it's like, you gotta think about it, like when I go to bed, they may leave crack crumbs because they not clean it all up. So I gotta wipe the bed of crack crumbs before I go to sleep. I'm like, oh man, they fucking motherfuckers ain't clean up right. Wipe it all.
Yeah.
And it's so and then in an environment where nobody had a job, so I didn't see nobody going to work. Everybody just sold drugs, and it was like, a lot of crazy stuff. So I was in New York from 91 to like 99, and I actually left New York because pretty much like something had happened with my friends and stuff like that, where I was in a house where there was like, I had a big fight, and some guys was like, they go shoot me, and I called my mom, and my mom came, I was like, man, they had no cell phones back then, those pagers.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like 1999. And they called them up, and it was like, hey, I said, Ma, these guys out here talking about they gonna kill me and all that type of stuff because I done beat their friend up. My mom drove up 3 cars deep, and she was in the passenger seat, and she said, get them. Everybody, like, hey, 8 dudes came out and shot the whole block up.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, oh, shit. So, I'm out there, yeah, motherfuckers, don't fuck, And then it got to a point later on where they were, where it was beef, because now they trying to find out where I live, and my friend was there, and then my stepdad was like, yo, we gotta go wipe the whole crew out. I remember I go there, had a gun in my lap, and we driving, and I'm like, they're right there. We cornered them up. I looked at them, I said, I ain't built for this. I'm gonna go move I'm gonna go live with my dad. I'm gonna go to Florida. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And that day, and then the next day, I went and moved to Florida.
So it was just fast like that.
Right.
Next
it was
day
like that.
shit.
Like a couple of days later, I moved to Florida. I'm like, I'm not trying to run from the beef. I got an option. And it's crazy is a lot of people don't have options where they go next. They
gotta deal with it.
Like, I have an option. My dad lives in Florida in the middle class area, and I could go there. So like, from between Miami and New York, I was there. And then, it's crazy because before that, I left the part out. My mom went to prison again for selling guns at the time. So my mom been in prison twice. My mom has always been a closer supporter around me. Now, it's crazy because she was so tough back then. Now she's so soft. I began to her like, what's all that toughness about? But between Miami and New York, I was there. But most teenage life, I was living in New York. Most of my younger days, I was in Miami, Florida. So that's my upbringing.
But you know what's crazy, though, is the idea that you were still able to keep yourself away from being so involved into that. Because I feel like it could be easy to get into that world, but mom's kept you away from that. She didn't want you involved in what she had going on?
No, you saw it, though.
No, mom told me I had to walk around with a gun outside. When that beef happened, make sure you have your gun on your rear where you walk outside. I'm 16 years old.
So she let you know what was up.
I'm 16 years old, walk around with a strap. And then, like, if I didn't have it on me, if I'm, a kid, I want to ride my bike around the neighborhood, I got to have my strap. If I'm outside hanging out, She said, yo, put a strap under the trash can. Make sure everybody have guns on them because it's like it's hot right now. You know what I mean?
No, I got you. And like you said, that was normal life to you. You didn't
life.
think that was just something that, you know.
But then I'm also, it's weird because I've always been a judgmental person as a kid.
Yeah.
Me being a judgmental is good but bad, right? So I used to be on a porch looking like, man, why, like, we living this life, but like, why is my family still worried about paying certain bills? Why do we live like this? You know, sometimes you'll drive by, you'll go on a road trip, you see these big houses on these hills. I'm like, man, why are they living like that? Yeah. I would see somebody in my neighborhood, you know, 55 years old, struggling with the groceries, trying to figure out how to go pay rent. I'm like, man, if they were my age, what do they do if they're my age? If they get right? You know what I mean? So I was always looking at like future. I'm like, yo, I think I got the heads up. I'm 16 years old right now, and I don't got no criminal stuff. I'm in high school, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to end up like my uncles. Yeah.
So you had nothing at that time. You saw it. You saw the lifestyle, but you didn't have no type of
I had ties to that. I never. No. Okay. I was good kid, bad city.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like things were happening. Like I did street stuff, but I was survivor. Like I fought people, you know, and like good stuff was happening. But like when that shootout happened, I wasn't no gang. I was surviving and trying to get home.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm curious to know, Grackzz, bro. Hearing this, like if I heard this from my dad, I'd be like, yo, my dad kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like what are your thoughts on all this? Like for real. I know this isn't the first time you hear it either. Yeah. But what are your thoughts on this for real?
It's just different. Is it like, Oh, it's just different because like I'm thinking about the stuff I was doing at 16 and 15. You know.
Hey, but you're not far from that. I'm gonna stop you there because my boy is the youngest dude on the podcast
he's the youngest
ever.
person to touch the mic.
How old are you? 18.
18. I just graduated high school. I'm in college right now.
Congratulations, man. That's a big milestone for real.
For sure.
Okay, so tell me a little bit. Now go ahead.
So like I kind of just think like, okay, so he said he was doing it at 16. At 16, bro, I went on my first tour.
Now that was because we're gonna get into that. Now that was something that your business created the opportunity for your son.
Yeah, in my network connection. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Sure. So you went on your first tour, which is fucking wild. Not a lot of people do that. What was that like?
Man, it showed experience. It made me learn. You know, like it was times where like, all right, bro, I have a show in the city 5 hours away, but I got school the next morning down in San Diego. So,
fuck?
but look, he the person that's gonna make sure I gotta go to school though. He gonna be like, for me, like, ain't
that's
no party,
hard though.
go to school.
I like that though, because a lot of people they gotta build up to it. But you know, being a father and already setting it up, you already had that battery in your back to know how great that you can be. Exactly. So it's like it's no. Like I gotta be great. That's what I've been introduced to. Right. Yeah, being great.
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of my motivation. I'm like, bro, if nothing like for me, that's on me. That's kind of my part. Like, damn, if nothing happened for me, then that's like for me, that's kind of
that's real.
I gotta make sure shit happen.
What does trip me out though is like your upbringing was supported by your mom. There wasn't there was still somewhat like that father figure, but it seemed like your mom was really part of the upbringing. But you're a great father at the end of the day because you take care of your kids. You pick them up. You drop them, you do all that. You cook for them. And it's crazy because, like, how did that come about? Learning that on being a great father and taking care of your sons. Like, where did that? You feel like that really came from?
You know what, man? Like, there's things that happened in my life, and I said no matter what, I'm always gonna be a dad.
There you go.
Know what I mean, like sometimes as I get older, our biggest downfall is we get mad at our parents or our sister, like, why don't you love me how I want you to love me? I can't because everybody's in a different realm. So there's ways I want to be loved, but I didn't get loved the way I want to be loved. But I'm gonna love how I want it to be loved. You know what I mean? So I'm always gonna do that. And I'm gonna put a pressure because it's like, why you mean so hard as that? It's like, guess what? I might give you certain things, but we still gotta work. We still gotta hustle. You know what I mean? So, okay, cool, you on tour, but you gonna be at school at 8 in the morning. You go pick two. If you go do both or pick one. I always tell them, like, look, can you do both? Are you sure? Because right now you gotta finish, you gotta accomplish this right here. So, you know, just like when he had tour and he had to like come home for tour to go to his graduation, then go back on tour. You know what I mean?
So I went on tour when I was 16, my junior year. That was my first tour. And then my second tour was it was a Blue Bucks Clan. It was my senior year. I was graduating. So like as I'm graduating, like bro, like the tour is like in June, May. You know, so as I'm going to these different cities, and as I'm like preparing for finals and stuff like that, it's just a lot going on. Like you still gotta like balance and like maintain both.
Everybody at school, they already knew you made music and stuff, right?
Yeah, the teachers.
How was that? Like, how was that?
Yeah, it was like it was good because like I ain't gonna lie, my school wasn't like the High School Musical. Like for me, it wasn't a lot of people I was like friends with. I ain't have a lot of I had no friends groups or nothing, but I was like still promote my music. Yeah, so and like I was still like let the teachers know what's going on. Actually, the teachers were more fans of the students than me. Like to me, for me,
that's what's up.
Because the students kind of understand, like I mean, the teachers like understand, like and this kid's on tour. Like for me, like the students don't understand what tour is. They don't understand stuff. Yeah,
they're a little older. They mind already developed. They adults. They know like, damn, he really balancing this. They gonna give you some respect.
Exactly, you know and that actually helped me because like tourist finals and stuff like most of my teachers, they say, hey, look, you ain't got to do finals because you on tour right now. So,
that's solid. Yeah, I like that. Okay,
yeah, so for me, they was
that's
like, hey.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so like, that's for me, I'm cool like to build a relationship with the teachers. And I was like, you know, so they was like, hey, just give me all your late work and you good for me because I know what you got going on, you know?
So I was on the football team, bro. They barely even let me skip any classes, my boy. My boy was skipping everything possible.
My boy.
Hey, you're right, though. Isn't that crazy? At graduation, it's like, hey, bro, what you got going on next? What you gonna do? Oh, bro, I'm going on tour right now. Like that.
That's different. That's
concept.
Different.
Like that's
like when I was sitting in my graduation seat, I had a show the day before, and I had a show the day after.
But you missed that. You missed that show the day.
And I missed the show the day of the graduation because I had graduation.
He was on tour with Blue Bloods.
So when was that though? Because you 18 now. So when did you graduate?
I graduated in June, right? We in February.
It's past June.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
it was fresh. That's fresh. So now you're seeing this happen. Or what is turning in your head too at the same time? You're seeing he's on this next move now. Now school is not a priority as far as like he has to go every day. Now are you planning on going to college or anything like that?
I'm in college right now.
You are? Oh shit, where you at?
Solid.
I'm at, I don't know if y'all heard. It's a little community college, Southwestern.
Oh yeah, that's just popping out here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go there for like for the 2 years and then transfer to university.
I respect that, bro.
Studying?
For real.
Marketing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even
that's key
but
to what you're doing. That's a key component, man.
He gave you a small point. You know what I mean? Like he started his own clothing brand. He just came from a convention expo in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got my own clothing brand
and then you know he helped me with my business as well. You know I have a lounge that closed down in San Diego, but I have another lounge I'm opening. I just got, and you know he's behind the scenes with all that stuff. So he helped me with that, doing the music in college. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I'm still on his ass because you know you got to be greater than me. And you got it right now. It's like people gonna give him a hard time because he's my son. So you can't show no weakness, no flaws. You got to be great. You know what I mean? Because it's weird, but like I'm 40 years old. When I was his age,
oh, you're 40?
Yeah.
Boy, you're young as fuck. What? Hold on, you're young as fuck.
No, that's real though. It's kind of like the same thing with LeBron and his son. Like right now, it's all the hype around his shit. And now they looking for anything. They looking for anything to say.
You gotta understand. When I was his age, I wasn't his level, but people only see my current level right now.
Right.
Oh, you Chef's son? Hold up. Oh, now he wet. Oh, you know. So now I'm telling him.
You're going to be looking for something.
They're going to look for something. So I say, ain't no days off, ain't no time. So I'm going to be on his ass. Like, no, you got to, time is something you can't get back. So you got to time things out and be on it and just keep going.
For sure.
And then, you know what I mean? And then when things pick off, you go, psh.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Nah, so I got a question for you. So being 18 and seeing all the things you experienced, I know in reality you have a lot of friends who have not experienced none of this. Like, how do they feel, like the people you are cool with, how do they like view you? Do they support you a lot? Like, they understand what's going on? They support you and everything? Like, how is that?
Yeah, definitely. So I got a lot of supporters, a lot of people who who ride with me, who got my back. But there's some people like all right, so like you say that kind of reminded me. So the other day it was Grammys weekend in Vegas, right? So I brought my friends with me. So all right, so like kind of what I do, it be normal because like I'm an artist. Just like I go out, I network, you know. So it was just a watch party for Super Bowl. It was Caitlin for real, India Love and Blue Bucks, you know. So I'm walking in with these people because for me like I'm cool with them and stuff. And then my friends I'm bringing with me. He like, oh my God, Blue Bucks, oh my God.
That's
so like, mind you, I be the youngest too, like out of my friend group. So I be like, yo, chill, bro. You know, you gotta feel me.
It is nothing. Hey, bro, this is my life, right?
Yeah, you know, so
I fuck with that.
It's cool though, you know. So I'm just trying to still build a fan base out there in San Diego. I also grew up in New York just like him. It's crazy how life works, you know, because like I grew up in New York just like him. So my parents, they separated when I was a young age too. So I was a military brat, so I was moving around when I was like 4 years old. So I lived in Hawaii. I lived in Florida. So I kind of got settled in New York at 6. So from 6 to like 14, I was in New York. So I grew up in New York. I grew up in Brooklyn. And then I moved out here with him, just like how he moved away from his mom to his dad when he was a teenager, you know?
So same type of story.
Yeah, same time. So it's kind of just like, I got to build a fan base out there too on the East Coast because that's like where I grew up.
For sure. And then it's like, it's crazy because it ends up at the end of the day make you more well-rounded. Yeah. Like you got people over here and now you got people over here. Exactly. And that's it leads me to my next question. Being the first American in your family, how significant was that for you? Like, did you know, like, what age were you like, damn, I really was the first American in my family? Like, that's big.
I was told at a younger age, you're the golden child, you're the golden ticket. So because I would have an opportunity that other people don't have. And it made me more respect and understand it more as I got older in the military. I did 13 years in the Navy, right? So I'm in other countries where being successful is like they don't have an option to be great. Only option they have is follow behind their dad.
Oh yeah.
Like I lived in Italy for 2 years, right? And if you were a mechanic, your kid's gonna be a mechanic. If you were a janitor, your kid would be a janitor, right?
Guaranteed.
And that's just like what it is because like college is free, so everybody goes to college.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's like to be like great to make that, you know, that 200-300, like to be outspoken great, it's kind of very hard. It's like, and there's not a lot of jobs because people that have jobs, think about it, if I'm a mechanic, if my son's a mechanic, so I can't go be the new guy can't come be a mechanic. Everybody's already locked in. I want to be a dentist, my son's a dentist, because anything I do, my kid's gonna be. So the new person coming up, it's hard for it to find another. So I'm like, man, they don't have no opportunities. Like in America, there's a blueprint to be anything. You could go in,
anything.
You could go and say, I want to make $300,000 a year. What do I need to do to make it? Google. You could Google that. And they said, well, you got to be.
I have.
And then it'll be like, all right, you have to be a brain surgeon. It'll tell you, though, what you need to do to make $300,000 a year.
Yeah.
But it may take 10 years to do it, but there's a blueprint to do it.
No, that's real.
There's no blueprint in other countries to fucking do that.
Right.
Excuse my language, but it's not like it's, so that's the fact.
No, so you already had that instilled in you from a young age. Like, I am the first American in my family. This is an opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm over here. I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, I fuck with that.
This kind of brings me to now what you got going on. Not now, but at least a few years. You said 13 years in the Navy?
Mm-hmm.
So how did that come about? How did going to the Navy come about for you?
No, that's a good question. That's a good question.
No, I said I would never join the military, right? Never. Somebody talked me into like taking a test one day. Like my dad was like, "Oh, take a test." I knew I was want to be great in life. I had like all this ambition. I want to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what to be.
Yeah.
Hardest thing in life to figure out is what you want to do with it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people, 50, 60, 40. Like, I don't know if everybody found it. I don't know if you even found your, I mean, I'm living in this world. I got to pay bills. What do I want to do with my life? Do I just survive or figure it out? So I'm at the time, man, I had to take a test, but I'm in my school like a 31. That's the entry level for all the branches except for the Air Force. Air Force needed 50. I took a test with them. They said, well, all right, I don't know how somebody taught me to do it, but I said I never joined the military. But I remember, man, I was working construction. I was making cool money, but I started hating my job. I'm like, man, this is whack. I'm like, man, I'm getting paid $10 an hour. How come he get paid $18 an hour?
Yeah.
And they were like, he's older than you. I'm like, you go based off of age? We doing the same thing.
Right,
We're
that's
both
crazy.
We're both.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, it's this thing called segment bridges. I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida, and my dad was like one of the project managers, and they moved me over to the site. So now my dad's not at my boss no more. I'm like on this other site where nobody knows me. And segmental bridges where they build bridges at the yard and they put it together like a puzzle outside somewhere else. So I used to be at the yard doing the work, working for my dad. But then they said I had to get transferred, so now I'm at the site. So now I'm working from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. Damn. And I remember I'm just, we over there, heave, like really like trying to put like these cable wires through the bridges so the bridges could stay together so they could, you know what I mean? Because we putting the bridge together like a puzzle. Yeah. And this guy, I remember, he was like 60, man. I'm talking about he's 60, no younger than 60. And I'm doing it. He said, I'm like, man, I'm tired. He said, Child, man, I've been doing this since y'all was your age, child. Like, whoa. I just see my future go, because I didn't know my name. I just thought I didn't want to go to college or nothing. He said, I've been doing this since I was your age. I'm 18, 19. I'm 19. I'm his age.
Oh,
and I'm like, whoa, 60? I just seen time fly. This is life, and then you die?
This shit.
I'm like, man, it was the next day I went to work. It was raining, and they said, go home. It was early day. It was a tropical thunderstorm. I went to the Navy recruiter. I said, hey, man, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I want to sign up today. And if I don't go in today, I probably won't never be back.
Damn. So you knew that day, that conversation flipped that switch in you to be like, nah, this ain't, I'm not trying to live my life and just be. Dude,
I'm going to work every day. And then the weekend, I'm going to work 6 days a week, and then I'm partying Saturday night and Sunday.
And that's it.
That's it.
And then Monday, Sunday night come, and then Monday, same
So I'm
thing.
surviving, and I'm going to die. And this dude is 60 years old, say he did what I did.
I respect that, though.
Eye-opener,
You knew some of your spirit, though, told you, like, nah, that's not my life.
Yeah. So I went to the Navy. I said, I'm going to go to the Navy, and I'm going to figure out what I want to do. I'm going to figure out what I want to do with it while I get paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then they made me a cook, and I hated being. And I just found out that it'd be the best way I could be at it.
That was my question though. So from them making you a cook, how did that start? Was it from like the ASVAB scores? Like that? Yeah. So that's how the cook stuff
my
started.
ASVAB, it was crazy because my ASVAB score was saying, hey, you be a cook / hotel or a hotel manager. I said, no, I want to be. So what you want to be? I said, I want to be something cool. You know, I want to be a rescue swimmer. Right? I want to be a rescue swimmer. And remember, the lady was black, and she said, that's a very hard job. I don't know, a lot of people, she taught me out of it to being a cook / a hotel manager. And then when I got to Navy boot camp, I knew how to swim, but I found out 95% of black people didn't know how to swim.
For sure.
Crazy, no.
I didn't know that.
I don't.
So she taught me how to be a rescue swimmer because I was black, and she was black too. It's like, man, that's like. Wow. So now I'm over there. I'm like, and now I'm in boot camp, and I was the only black person who passed the swimming course during my class time. It's 80 of us in class, and and then every black person was in the area. I'm like, dude, you live in Miami. How you know how to swim? You from Miami? It was mind blowing because I've been swimming since a kid. It was just like, yo.
But she still talked you out of it, though.
She taught me out of it. But it was crazy how life circled back around because 8 years later, I found out about a special program. When you talking about the G5, it's about a special program where you had to go to school to be a rescue swimmer / private jet for Gulf streams. So the private chef, so the president, right?
Yeah.
This is how it works. The president has Air Force One. The vice president has Air Force Two.
Okay.
And then they have 5 private jet Gulf streams under them for world leaders. The Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Navy, so they have these 5 planes under Air Force One and Air Force Two that oversees the world. Because the president's in D.C. How is he representing the Asian district while he's in D.C. taking care of stuff? So he has 5 different eyes watching the world while he's being president.
Crazy, yeah.
So to be a private chef on that jet, I had to go to rescue swimmer school. So rescue swimmer school, they made me, I was running 7 miles a day, and I had to swim a mile in flight suit, and I had to tread water for 20. I had to swim a mile in the full gear for in less than 80 minutes. I did it in 73 minutes. I swim a mile in 73 minutes of full gear on, and then I had to tread water with 20 pounds of weight on for 15 minutes. And I had to do all that. Everything that she said I couldn't do when I was younger, I did it anyway in a more elite field later on. And now,
that's hard.
Now
so you had to complete that. You had to complete that to even get to be qualified to be on the planes.
Yeah, so I was I was 1 out of 13 people in the entire Navy that did that job.
You was the first black person too, right? The first black man to do that.
Nah, I don't know if I was the first, but I don't know how far. I don't know if I was the first black man to do it, but I was the only black person that was doing it.
With your people that were doing it.
Yeah, with the era, I was the only black guy doing it. You know what I mean?
Hard.
It was just crazy, man. I was always just I went to aircrew school, and I just see all the now I'm there again. All the people who couldn't swim properly had to go over that side. It was all the black folks. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be a stereotype. I'm gonna beat the stereotype
for sure.
But I couldn't do the tread. I couldn't tread water with that 20 pounds of gear on it. It was hard.
That's fucking hard.
It was hard. I bet and then this guy, this one of the instructors told me, he said, look, you're going to have the hardest time out of everybody. The white guy was telling me, he said, I'm not trying to be racist. I'm going to be real. Your body mass is built different. I'm going to show you something.
So he kept it there.
So everybody had to get a flight helmet right? It was all of us. There was about 15 of us, right? He said, I want everybody to stand at attention in the water with their helmets on. It was like 20 feet deep, right? I sank to the bottom.
Cause you standing at attention.
I'm standing at attention.
That's just straight.
No, we in the water. We all have helmets on, and the helmets are floating devices.
Yeah.
So he said, go in the water. Now everybody stand at attention. I stood at attention like this. I sank to the bottom. Everybody is stayed like a bobblehead on top.
No way.
Doing the same exact
thing. Our muscle mass as black people, we're actually built different.
And I'm like, that's really
we're actually built different.
That's crazy.
I'm like, yo, this is nuts. And I seen that. I'm like, how the hell? I'm like, I said to the bottom, everybody stayed at the top. Like everybody else.
And you was the only black person.
I was the only black person, and I fell to the bottom. He said, I'm like, yo. And I used to be swimming, and people used to be laughing at me. I'm like, yo, what am I doing wrong? He said, yo, because you're black. And I try to be racist.
It's real like that. It's different. It's different like, DNA, chemistry.
So he said, you're going to have to work harder than everybody else.
Oh, shit.
So you got to think about it now. Most black people can't swim because they have a harder time swimming. We have more muscle built inside of us. And he just tell me, your bone structure and your muscle is different. I don't want to, I'm giving you physics and facts.
No, that's different though. Cause it's crazy because, as black people, we'll work out for a good month and you'll be shredded.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
And I'm big mad about that because, motherfucker, I be trying for days.
No, we'll do a good month, bro, and you gonna see some new cuts. So that's real shit, bro.
That's fucking nuts. I didn't even know the science behind that.
So fast forward, you are one of 13. You're on the plains with world leaders.
Right.
How was that? What was your experience doing that though? Like,
I can't believe. It was crazy because I loved it but hated it at the same time. Because I loved it because I'm like, man, I'm do these world leaders and all that, but I'm a butler at the same time. You know what I mean? When I'm eating food, the only place I can eat, like it could be an empty seat and they're gonna use that seat as a printer. They're gonna put a printer out. I need to print something, so I'm gonna use that my seat as a printer.
That's fucking
But we're playing for 15 hours at 50,000 feet. I kind of want to sit down and eat. But I gotta sit on the toilet over it. The toilet is nice though, but toilet's got leather seats and everything. But I'm sitting by the toilet eating my food.
That was your
And I'm just like, man. So I used to man, how did he get to where he at? How did he get to have his own jet? Right? Huh?
Perspective.
Yeah.
I get
How
that.
does he have his own jet? Where can I be in life to have my own jet? Like, and then sometimes like I'm doing certain things and like, some people wasn't as grateful, but I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And no matter, I'm like, I worked hard to be the one of the best 13s in there. And people say, you're just a cook. Because, Food Network wasn't even popping like that. Oh, yeah, you get the cooks to do it. Get one of the cooks. I'm like, dude, I went to school. I'm a certified chef de cuisine by the American Culinary Federation. I have gold wings. I've passed the elite test to be here.
Right.
But people looked at me just to cook. I'm like, man. So, like, I remember this one guy, he was in charge of the Pacific area, right? Compact Fleet. He was called Compact Fleet. He's in charge of everything from the border of Texas, Mississippi River, all the way to India.
That's a lot of
right.
Fucking,
so he's in charge of that part of the world. And he said, "Hey man, sit down real quick." He said, "Yo man, you're different. People are seeing that I'm different. I didn't know that at that time.
Just your natural day
This
to
is
day.
natural." He said, "Yo,
you're
different. What do you plan on doing? Like, you're big. You're gonna be big. You're bigger than who you are. Like, he's like, this is our world leader who's in charge of the 1/3 of the world, and he's telling me how great I'm gonna be. But it's not really impacting me. Trying to, I'm like, okay. But it was good, good talking, and after all the hard work, fast forward years later, 3 years later, I rented my own G5. It felt good. So now I'm hey,
that's crazy.
I rented a G5 to go to Miami. I was like, okay.
I was gonna ask you, being one of 13, I was gonna ask you, doing that job, did any of those world leaders put you on game about anything? But you kind of just answered that naturally already. Somebody peeped it without you even doing the most.
Did.
He peeped just from your aura, like you different. You different from the people I usually see.
He was like, so I'm blessed to see that because when you're dealing with these world leaders, they're 4-star generals and 4-star admirals, right? Most people in the military would never get a chance to even see one of these people in real life.
Oh, that's crazy.
These are the people when you see the C-SPAN news and all the world leader decisions. There's those guys on the panel who making those decisions. And, I'm cooking for those guys. And
damn.
And it was great because I went through a lot of people, under the president. They were like, you know, sometimes many people even look at me, but like some people I took care of all the time, and for somebody to say, "Yo, you're great," and you don't even know it, it was different.
It lights a fire, like a fire that you didn't.
It lights a fire, but I didn't see what he was talking about. Like, you know, it's crazy because I'm still thinking like, man, I'm just a cook. I ain't that smart, you know what I mean? I'm an average guy in life, and I couldn't see it.
It's crazy.
Was that the first person like of that status to like put that battery in your back though, or until that point had anybody told you like, bro, you're different than a lot of people?
It was like, you know, it's crazy because I'm not a religious person, but like I remember in high school, this girl wanted to read my hand. Oh my gosh!
Oh, with the
yeah. No, but I'm like, oh, whatever. And she's like, oh my gosh, yo, you're gonna be like really rich and famous when you go older. You have like 4 or 5 cars. Like, you know, this is me in the trap house. It's like, yo, you have like 4 cars. You're gonna be known. Oh my gosh. Man, whatever.
I'll be believing that shit. Though.
And then later on, 2 years later, I'm at this church like site. You know, I'm sitting with my dad and this church thing. And this church lady's like, "Yo, your energy's so crazy. Like you're God sent you. You're gonna be big. You're gonna be huge."
That's nice.
And I'm like,
so it started.
And you know, like these people are telling me this, and like now, like I've probably been through like 5 conversations like that in my life. I'm like, man, and now I'm in a place where I say things, people listen to me, and I'm in that era. I'm like, this is nuts. I'm like, yo, is this real?
Yeah.
So it started to set in.
It started setting because sometimes when you're doing something who you are, you can't see who you are. You know what I mean? You can't see how great you are. Other people have to see it. Just like you can't even see, like, if you mess up and do something wrong, it takes a friend to be like, yo, that was wrong.
Tell you
like,
what's
yo,
up.
A real friend.
You know what I mean? A real friend. Yeah. So sometimes other people are watching a movie and you got to have somebody else tell you. But when people tell you doing great, I don't know if you're just being a fan, you're my friend. Or if you're being real because, like, I'm really great.
Well, I'm curious to know, Grackzz, be real. Give us a 1 to 10 scale real quick. How's your dad's cooking, bro? Real talk. What's your dad's cooking?
That's a good
like?
question.
Like, what is it?
All right, nah,
my boy was cooking for leaders. I'm
gonna be real. When I was younger, I used to love his food.
Oh, used to. That's a key word.
Nah, I used to like, I'm on pouch food. Now that I'm older, I don't know if because I cook myself or like,
shit. What?
For me, or like I be trying a bunch of food, but it's not. I don't know, bro. It ain't bad, but
it's better to say I don't know than nothing.
It ain't good.
Here, let me tell you about something about culinary, right? To be a true master at it. When I was cooking for world leaders, my job was to figure out what do you like. Do you like sweet foods? Do you like spicy foods? Do you like medium rare? Do you like saucy foods? Do you like dry foods? My job is to find out what perfects you because you don't have time to figure out what's for dinner. You got so much going on. You don't have time to pick what's on the menu.
That's fucking
I have to learn you to a T. So everybody's palate's different. You can make steak and lobster and somebody will be like, this is nasty. Somebody will say this is fire. You know what I mean? So like even at the house, I have kids. Sometimes I don't like when I'm cooking, but I have to cook generally. I know all the kids are going to eat this. Him, his brothers, I know for a fact they're going to eat this. He may not love it. He's going to love it. He's going to okay it. But they're all going to eat this. I'm not making 2 dinners, right? But to be a true chef, learning the palate of your customer, and then you'll go far.
That makes sense. So it's stuff you may want to do, but you know your client. Like, okay, he don't like all these type of seasonings.
Man, check this out. I'll have an old white dude, and I have some real flavorful stuff, and he'll spit it out like, I can't eat it.
Be extra.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you had that experience with one of the leaders? Like where they're like, yo, take this shit away. Like, nah.
No, I learned it before that. No.
Okay, so you
know, I've had it before with some other folks, but like, you know, if he's a guy who likes sweet foods and he doesn't like sweet foods, I'm just worried about you. I'm not worried about nobody else. But his entourage may be like, oh, I can't eat this. Because some people like sweet macaroni and cheese. Some people like sweet spaghetti. Some people would not eat a sweet spaghetti. Somebody wants a spicy spaghetti, a spicy mac.
Yeah, some people hate the sweet stuff overall, like with drinks, food, everything. So it's too sweet.
If you love sweet foods, I'm winning because I made you like, yo, this is the best mac and cheese. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
and then his entourage be like, yo, man, you got something else? I can't eat this.
That makes sense.
That's crazy.
So my question is like, at what point did you, because from the score, they said, okay, you can be a cook. So at what point did you actually start to like the cooking stuff? Where were you like, damn, I kind of like this?
Now, I think you bring this up because you started a whole business.
That's what I'm saying. It had to be a point where he was like, you know what? The cooking cool. Like, I'm kind of good at this.
There has to be a passion there, right? Like,
you know what? When I started cooking for the world leaders and I started, yeah, cooking was my scapegoat. So I would go to the culinary schools and learn different culinary stuffs. Learn different appetizers, learn little dope stuff. Being a subject matter expert at food. I went to a lot of schools doing that, but I still wasn't stuck on it. I got a bachelor's degree at professional aeronautics. I got my undergrad is professional aeronautics with a minor in aviation safety and management.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm still trying to be like, this food is not it. It's
was
not
that done during the Navy?
Or during the Navy, and I got my master's during the Navy too in supply chain management, logistics supply chain management. I was just always like, I didn't want to take for granted any time.
Right.
So now you got to think about it. I'm in school for aeronautics, but I'm working at Disney World at the resorts cooking.
Yeah.
And so are you nuts? You're really good at this. Everybody's telling me I'm good at something, but it was natural. Mm-hmm. Like I'm making food, and I'm just knocking food out.
Yeah.
And everybody, you're good. There's not many people like you that we met. Because I'm cooking for 500 people, 1,000 people at a time. I could cook for 2,000, 3,000 people by myself. I'm just got my headphones on, just focus.
In the zone.
And everybody's like, they call me Michael Jordan, but I don't see it. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not even trying. I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
However, when I got to Italy, I'm in the homeland now. I'm cooking, and they said I'm great. I remember this guy. I made a dish in this guy's restaurant, and he took it to Food Network Rome in Rome. Yeah. And he repeated my dish that I showed him in his restaurant. I'm like, shit.
Yeah. So
I'm
technically,
really
stole your ingredients, all that.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm fucking good. I'm like, shit.
Did he mention you though? Like he give you
no shout outs?
He just took
Italian
the recipe though.
But I'm like, he made the dish bar for bar, like it was like bar for bar, like just my dish on Food Network Rome.
Damn.
And I'm like, this is dope. But that's why I was like, you know what? Let me just keep doing. I started liking cooking after the years. I started really liking it, being passionate about it, and it makes me feel good when I do something. And the key thing about cooking is you never want to ask somebody how your food tastes. You want people to come and tell you like, this is crack. This is good.
You're right.
If you ask somebody how it tastes, you're not gonna get an honest opinion. They're like, it's straight. It could be horrible, and they'll tell you it's straight.
And someone would tell me, your food was straight.
Yeah. I like that a lot because that's kind of the same place. Not to fast forward with music.
Yeah,
with music. If you send somebody a track, you don't hear nothing. Next time you see them, like, bro, I shouldn't have to ask you. How did you like it, bro?
That's
like you send somebody something, they gonna tell you if they rock with it.
They're gonna be forced to be like, it was cool. Like,
it was cool.
Like, you want somebody to be like, this shit hard, bro. You gotta do something.
For real, that's true.
And that's funny because that's what I was gonna ask you. I know a lot of the stuff you learned in the culinary field, you took over as you started your new businesses. I'm sure a lot of things were already rooted in you to take into your business endeavors, right? Like things you learned.
Well, yeah, I did because when I found out about, how to get a bag off of the culinary, I knew about portion control, I knew about food safety, I knew about, all these things of experts about food.
Oh, yeah.
And I was able to use that in my business and using it now. I got 7 locations around the country now.
7.
Congratulations, bro.
Damn. So, but before we get into that, you were working for your dad's company for a time, right? Is it anything that you implement now that you learned from working for your dad? Like, how was that experience though? Like the way he ran his business, did you take any of those traits that you still use now? Like,
not really, man. I just, I was learning Vern. Like he was a project manager, he wasn't dad. What I didn't like was he put me in positions where I couldn't repeat knowledge. He was like, well, just here's a job to make some money. Like, here, sweep this area up, you're gonna make some money from doing it. But I didn't get a trade from it. I didn't say, hey, I was a laborer, so I'm like, it's like, was he looking out for me? Probably, yeah, because I didn't have to work as hard as everybody else. But like, I need to get that. Like, man, if my dad go, can I get a trade? Can I use my knowledge? Everywhere else.
Yeah. So it was just something more so. Just he was putting you on the money moves, but not so much, for your future. Right. Maybe you should.
Give me the tree instead of the apple.
I got you.
I respect that. I respect that.
Nah. That's real. So at what point though did you you were doing culinary? At what point did you say, wow, like it's more to me? Like when did you start growing? Like when did you have that moment?
It was in between Italy when people wanted to film me for free, doing videos for free when I was in Italy, and then being here, I started my whole company at the farmers market in the tent selling food, man, and sell it to the community. And people say they love my food and want to pay me to do more. I'm like, this is dope. I'm like, oh shit. And then later on, finding out that the military would pay me like $1 million a year to do something I learned in the Navy.
$1 million a year.
Yeah, for like a food facility. They were like, yo, we'll pay you $1 million to do what you didn't like doing in the military. You know, food inventory, cooking cafeteria food.
Nothing too authentic. Okay. Nothing too up top. No. Just general.
And then I found out people who make gourmet foods, it's like this. If you were in a schoolhouse, you know everybody eat at 12 o'clock. From 12 to 1, there's lunch, right?
Yeah.
Are you more concerned about people getting a basic meal at 12 o'clock on time, enough food, or you want a gourmet food that might be late at 12:45? But it's like the best
really
dish you ever had.
They waiting.
It's the best dish you ever had at 12:45.
Okay.
But you got class that starts to get at 1.
Yeah.
So now these corporations in the business world, they're like, hey, meal is from 12 to 1. We want your food to be okay, eatable.
Yeah.
But that fire food is like, okay, cool, it's fire, but we got class start at 1 o'clock.
Right.
So you late and you running out of food. So now like, no, just keep it basic. And that's what I learned. That's how you make the big bag. Keep it consistent, basic, and mass quantity.
So these are government contracts that you got set up, right?
Yeah.
How did you even learn about that? Who told you, yo, there's government contracts out here for cooking, culinary shit? Like, how?
Man, it started when I was with when I was at the farmer's market doing that stuff, and I had my own sauces. And this guy who started business with me was supposed to help me with my sauces, right? Mm-hmm. And then he was like, yo, man, you get out of the military, you should do government contracts. He had he didn't understand the concept. He was just like, you're black, you're a veteran, you get government contracts. I'm like, what? Painting. Well, I still didn't understand what he was trying to say. Mm-hmm. And then later on, I went to, I was doing, listening to podcasts, and it's like, oh, get your Black Chamber of Commerce. 'Cause I was looking for funds at the time for my small catering company. I'm out of the military, trying to grow my business, and I couldn't keep it consistent. So I went to this Chamber of Commerce meeting, and they're talking about like contracting. I'm like, And then he was like, hey, man, we have $5 billion worth of contracts in Southern California from LA to San Diego starting in the next 3 months. Our problem is we can't find 3% of black people or minorities to give the money to. 3% of you have $5 billion contract. They're obligated to pay 3% of that, right? I think it's 3% of that to I may be getting a percentage wrong. I don't know if it's VA or small black businesses, but I remember black businesses like we can't find enough people to give that much work to of 3% of $5 billion.
But they have to.
They have to.
Regardless of the percentage, they have to.
I'm like, hold up.
And we don't even know about it.
What do you need to do to? And I started doing research. I'm like, oh shit, there's not a lot of small black businesses, minority businesses, and vets that do this. And then I found there's not a lot of small businesses, period. So I got a government contract, and first contract was a janitorial, and then I started doing food, and then I learned way more about it. And you know, this year's my 10th year in being a small business owner in July. And right now, like, you know, I'm at like $6 million a year, you know, just doing government contracting, feeding vets, feeding troops, and all those people that cross the border that get detained. I'm the person who feeds them as well.
When you say $6 million a year, my bad to cut you off. $6 million, you talking about like gross, or you talking about take home?
Not gross.
Gross.
Not gross, yeah.
Okay, for sure.
I ain't take home yet, yeah. I'm still small. So in a small business in California, anybody who makes less than $18 million a year is considered a small business.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, when you were saying a small business, I was kind of like, that ain't that small though.
Like, it is. On a federal base, anybody who under $34 million a year is considered small business, considered consecutive 3 years.
No, that's real though, because just doing my research on things, you know, I know when you started to hit, people come up to you and say, you made it. But I saw in your interview, you said, you know, people come to you and said you made it, but in your mind, you're like, no, I didn't make it yet. I see what the finish line is. You know,
it's hard,
so it's kind of the same thing, right?
It's hard when you working, man. You know, you just in a storm and you tearing stuff up, and you don't see what everybody's seeing,
Facts.
Right? But then like you over here, and you know you got the Benny Bottega, but then your boy got the Colin. Mm-hmm. The Colin costs 3 times a month. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get what you got. And then you find out they making $50 ball a year, and be like, man, I need to like, so like you just hustling like, all right, I need to do better.
Yeah.
And you just feel like you ain't make it yet. And that's the one thing I always say, stay hungry, not humble. Yep. You know, a lot of people use that word humble. My humble stage is like chilling out washing dishes, going behind the scenes and doing stuff. That's my humble stage because I have to like humble myself to get there. But do you want to stay there? Do you want to stay being a janitor at your business? Do you want to stay washing dishes at your business?
Right.
No, you don't stay, but you have to like stay hungry. Cause they be like, stay humble. Like, no, you got to grow.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay hungry.
That stood out when I was watching your stuff because being too humble will kind of keep you at a level of complacency.
Yeah.
Because you'll think, oh, I can't be arrogant because that'll make people feel away. Like, you know what you've been through. A lot of people don't know what you've been through and where you started from.
Yeah, man.
And you'll feel like, I can't be.
I'm like, no, mother. Because guess what? There's somebody out there I'm going to talk my shit to I'm going to inspire them. Because look, I'm telling you, I'm going to talk my shit right now and I ain't have to fucking sell drugs, rob nobody or scam. Like, this is like, I went to college, I went to military college and I started a business and now I'm here. But like, I can't brag, show you and brag about it. I'm like, no, I'm going to show you what I got. And I'm here to inspire you because there's somebody out there right now watching me and there's a young kid. I'm like, man, how can I do it? I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to be in the streets. How can I do it? This is my blueprint. I'm going to show you the plan.
That's real. That wants to go the legal way.
Yeah.
So from, my question is, from the military, you ended up with what? How many degrees? What, 4 different degrees?
Man, I got an associates in food service management. I got some certificate in chef de cuisine by the American Registration and private mess operations. And then I got an undergrad in professional aeronautics with a dual minor in aviation safety and management. And then I got my master's degree in logistics supply management.
Damn, okay.
Me going to college, what helped me out is one class that really helped me out is my Excel spreadsheet. Learn how to use Excel spreadsheet more to see to learn how to input numbers and discipline. Going to college just showed me like, all right, it's a finish line. Discipline, keep going, discipline.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. You know, it's crazy. Out of all the apps, Excel will really help you track some shit, man.
Oh, it will.
Everything, you know what I'm saying?
Excel is you put it in there and be like, well, all right. Even your personal life saving. Yeah, well, I want to save $100,000 this year. What do I need to do? And it gives you a graph like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just like that.
But you gotta click
the button, bro. You're gonna be good
with those formulas. But now you gotta be like, okay, this is my goal. This is where I gotta go to.
Yeah. Nah, that's real shit.
I want to ask you something too. Like, you see the kind of character and personality that your dad has kind of brought in. Do you feel like you've learned the humbleness through the way he does it? Because you're humble. You seem like a humble dude, bro. And I respect it. And another thing I respect too, because he said it earlier, you network yourself. You don't wait on him to do it for you. Yeah. You put yourself out there. He gives you the opportunity to put yourself out there, but you take the initiative on going out there networking. You tell your boys, hey, I'm here to do work. I'm working right now. Just know that. I mean, this is dope and shit, but I'm here to work.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, did you learn that through him, or how do you feel? How did that grow within you?
I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna say, when he had his restaurant, like, mind you, like, so let's go back to when I was 16, bro. When I was 16, 17, I was doing a lot too. Like, I feel like I was kind of living like Hannah Montana, I was going to,
okay.
Mind you, I'm in high school. Then he got his restaurant. He had his restaurant. I'm there. I'm not, all right, I'm not the kid that you think like, he going to his pops restaurant, go do whatever the hell you want. I'm there busting tables, actually back in the kitchen. I'm cooking, I'm washing dishes, I'm serving, I'm doing a bunch. So I'm working. So like I kind of got my humbleness from like being on tour. Like, all right, but I'm about to go on tour, but I'm busting these tables at the restaurant and stuff. And then I got to go to school the next morning. That kind of brought me down to like everybody else, like getting everybody else's perspective on things, So like it was kind of like a Hannah Montana like thing, but being humble, I don't know, it's kind of just natural too for me. Growing up in New York, I don't know.
I feel but I really do feel like you still, even though you didn't fully learn it, you inherited it in one way by seeing how he moves. And so, and I respect that too, because that's dope. One thing I respect too that Chef Geoff has said too is you still highlight the failures that you go through.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that hide that shit. One thing I respect is like what you put on your YouTube stuff. Like recently, you just had your restaurant closed down because some bullshit went down, right? Yeah. But what's crazy is me personally, I mean, I'm not a business owner. I'm not in that mindset like you are. But me thinking just now, if I were a business owner, I'd be scared to put out the idea that I got my liquor license taken away. I'd be scared to say that there was a brawl in my bar and grill was a fight. I had a fucking sex ring going on and shit. I'd be scared to say all that. But you said it. Why did you say it?
Oh, you gotta be you gotta let people know if they want to get in this, in this fire, man. The potato's hot, baby. You hold a potato while it's hot. This is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You gotta be real. So there's somebody else watching. Somebody else want to know, and I'm hoping I give somebody else the avenue to watch him. Like, okay, cool. This is if you want to be in it. This is what it is. And I tell people all the time. Everybody was like, I want to be a business owner. Like, no, you gotta figure out who you are. I'm a business owner because I'm crazy. I take risks. I put everything on red. I'll take my rent money or my mortgage money. And I'll put in what I believe in. But that number 2 person for the business owner sometimes is the most great person because they're going to get a guaranteed bag and they probably make more money than the business owner. So sometimes you got to be like, all right, am I going to help the crazy person or am I going to be the crazy person?
Right.
No.
Right.
That's real shit. And then even being an entrepreneur, like when I was listening to some of your interviews, I saw when you first started to post up and sell the stuff on Streetwise, you took half of your rent money and you put it into your product of, serving people. So it is a risk. Being an entrepreneur, you definitely got to take risks. So I respect that, man. A lot of times it ends up being going out on a limb and believing in yourself. So you believed in yourself. Do you feel like that came from childhood or did that come from like, going through the military process? Like, was that always just you just believing in yourself? Like, where did that come from?
I really think it's born. Like,
that's right.
There's a little nut inside of me that I'm born to like risk everything all on my own.
Yeah.
Because you have a very smart person that knows a lot of stuff. They're like, I'm not touching my savings. No, I'm going to make the safe route. And it may take them slower, but they're going to be great at it. But I'm the guy who's going to be either rich or broke because I'm going to put it all on myself. It's going to happen or go fail.
That's real shit.
Right. What one thing I want to touch on, because I know we're short on time, is finally the music industry that you got going on. Tell us about how that came about. When did you join in? Because I mean, you're not a rapper, but you could be one though. Because we heard your song. You could be one.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
That
was always with you. Like you've been like from a youth. You knew you could rap. Like where did that come from? From the culinary to the military?
Well, I can't rap. That song.
Yeah, you can't.
No, man. Hey, no. That song we made, man, it took me like 5 times in the studio to make it. I was really messing around. I just wanted. I had something on my head and. People say it's like, y'all mess with it?
Yeah, that shit hard, man. We had to plan before you pull it up. I'm like, okay, you definitely know how to rap.
Well,
sure.
When I was a kid, man, I used to watch Diddy and Mace, and he's like, bad boy, CEO.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
How do you become a CEO in the music industry? It was hard because it's not a blueprint of that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but now when I got access, when I got a little bit of money, and I met people like Troy Ave, free Troy Ave, that's my artist I managed. He was my favorite rapper.
Oh, yeah,
and he was like, I was like, yo, man, how do I get in the music industry? Like, I want to be behind the scenes, the Russell Simmons, the Dame Dash. I'm like, how do I be the baby, the Russell Simmons, Dame Dash, and somebody who make a change in the music industry? He said, man, that's what you need to do. And now I'm in a place where I'm like, man, like after even this festival I'm doing, I'm a gatekeeper in the music industry. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like doing the first hip hop festival ever in San Diego. And now I'm doing that. You should see the crazy DMs I'm getting and calls I'm getting from big artists. I'm talking about big artists. They're like, yo, why am I not on? I'm like, now I did the research. I'm like, yo, there's only 26 hip hop festivals in the whole all America a year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh,
yeah, the lineup is crazy. Like from seeing the flyer, like I saw it, like that's pretty big. And that's what I'm saying. Like, where did that seed come from that, I can pull this off? Like, so while you were in the military, you already knew, like, was this plan already brewing that you're going to take the music route, or what started that?
I always wanted it, but I never knew how to get into it.
Oh, okay. So you always had that passion.
Like me right now, running my food, like, the food contracts, I ain't gonna lie, it's my bag. It helps me, but I would love to be able to survive off of being a music mogul
for sure.
And making differences and changes, you know what I mean, in the music industry. So, that's... I like start from nothing. I remember I met QCP when I was in Vegas at a fight. I said, yo, man, I'm coming for your spot. You know what I mean? That's just like, but I gotta see him. Like, I want to sit in that chair where he's at and one of those people behind the scenes that make a difference in the music industry.
No,
like
that's real shit.
Even when I made a song, I was like, man, I be telling my artists, do this, do that, do that. But I'm not an artist, so I'm like, maybe it ain't working. So I'm like, man, let me mess around with a song and just put it out there. And I'm like, let me do what I was telling them to do and see if it worked. I'm like, oh crap, it's actually working. So I know what you need to do for music to actually pop.
As far as moving though, as an artist, because I think we were talking about this earlier, like artists be moving in ways where it's like either you could be aggressive on social media and be putting a bunch of drama out there.
Oh yeah, good point. Good
right?
point.
Or you keep it simple and just keep that flow. Don't get into all the drama, all that.
Yeah, as a music manager, how do you view that? Because I know it's a bag and artists crashing out. Unfortunately, it destroys their life sometimes, but it's a bag in it. So as a music manager, do you tell, like, let's say you're managing an artist, they doing a lot on the media presence. Do you tell them like, yo, chill, bro? Or do you look at it, like, how do you look at it?
It's weird, man. It's a weird, because the more social media presence you have, you're going to have somebody who ain't know who you were know who you are now and try to listen to your music, right? Yeah. But they're like, that beef stuff is crazy because the industry, it's almost like when you're in high school football team, everybody in the football team in the county, they all know each other. So now, like, you go places, you go run into somebody who's affiliated with somebody else,
right?
And it's so small, and then like now you might like somebody might want to get in the festival, or you can't get on it because you said something bad about my boy. Now it would just mess your bag up. You know what I mean? So if you get presence cool, like the way Blueface do, I ain't gonna lie, he's a genius. He's doing it. He's doing it with his girls, and it's not showing any like beef with all these other guys, but it's just like he has that presence where he's letting people in his world. People just want to be in your world. There's a lot of internet rats out there that's just like, I just want to see behind the curtains what you're doing.
They just want to be a part
so
of it.
If I let you behind my curtain, behind what I'm doing, I might get some more money on the streaming because now I'm talked about everywhere. There's a lot of people who name is bigger than their music.
Right. For sure.
So with that being said, though, I want to talk, because we already started touching about it. I want to talk about Chef Fest, man. Chef Fest.
Get y'all tickets to Chef Fest, man.
There you go. You plug it right now, bro. Plug it right now.
Yeah. What's going on?
How did that come about? Chef Fest. Come on. What's happening?
It's crazy, man. If like my boy George had called me, right?
Hey, like food and music had a baby, it's Chef Fest, bro.
That's hard.
I'm telling you, bro, because like it's just a whole bunch of food vending spaces. So like it's kind of like Foodie Land. Like y'all ever been to Foodie Land?
So I've been to shit like that though, like the markets, like the 66.
Yeah,
I get the vibe of
like
it.
a whole bunch of tents, a whole bunch of people selling their food, and then on the other side you got a whole big concert.
So just active, interactive, and shit. Yeah,
so it's a good time for people. Like it's an all day event too, so it's gonna start from the noon all the way to like 10 o'clock. So people gonna be out all day eating. And if you're 21 plus, I mean, mind you, it's an all age event, but if you're 21 plus, you drinking. There's a VIP club in there, so like
okay.
So I don't know if you guys been to Rolling Loud. So Rolling Loud got this Loud Club where you could watch the club.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be in the club and watch the performance. You know.
Yeah.
Is this the first Chef Fest?
Yeah. First Chef Fest. Yeah, this is
first Chef Fest and first a hip hop festival in San Diego.
Damn. Okay. So when did that idea just even come about though?
You know what's crazy?
You already know you want to do this.
I be saying stuff and I didn't know it. And then my homegirl Trina, she told me, like, Chef, don't you remember at Lovers and Friends in Vegas, me and my husband came in a room and he said, I'm going to do my own festival one day.
Damn, okay.
Last year, all right? I did? It's like, yeah. There's going to be a lot of stuff that people around me is like, yo, you said this. But like, there's a festival was going on in San Diego that got canceled. And my boy George was like, yo, Chef, we need you. The city needs you. We need to do a festival. You're the only person who could do it. You know what I mean? He said, with your connections and you have the money. I'm like, oh, okay. So then, like, it was September 17th, and I wrote my goals down. People don't understand this. So every 6 months, I write short-term goals, right?
I like that.
And I had posted, but the people understand, see where the top is. And, like, this is the top right here, right? Look at the top where it says, created September 17th, right?
Really? Hey,
and
for real.
This is my ideas. Everything was ideas.
I was just about to ask, do you use Notepad?
It's Notepad.
Okay, yeah.
So this is all everything right there. Nothing has generated. Everything was an idea there.
Let me see.
So look, the first one is studio in LA. Second is take chefs on the road. Third is get down to 280. Well, shit, you gonna do that, my boy.
I'm at 290 right now, so I'm almost there. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Open brunch. Should I say them all?
Yeah, you can say
Open brunch after dark spot.
At least it's signed.
The one he has checked off, though, the ones he does have, is Start Boss's Ball, which I've seen some promo on that.
Yes, on Saturday, yeah.
There you go.
Damn.
Create Chef Fest, which is fucking happening on what day? February what?
February 25th.
There you go.
Damn, okay.
And then
Sunday.
take music to the next level, which is a bunch of other shit, and finally your documentary, which I saw.
And when was that note created? When was that created?
Bro, September.
Damn, okay.
17, 2023, 6:51 p.m.
If I could get half of these good, I'm good. Like the brunch after dark, my new restaurant, lounge.
Yeah.
It's already done. Right now they're doing renovation in there. It's just open today, so I could check that off right now. You know what I mean? So
damn, okay.
I just wanted to get half of those.
He just checked off a go on the Reentry Network podcast, y'all. My boys, that's hard.
It's history.
Yeah. That's
so
history,
okay, so
bro.
let me ask you, from being in the Navy, where did the connections come from for music? Like, did you know one person that opened the door for you to meet all these people? Like, because I see the lineup for Chef Fest, and I'm like, damn, these some high-profile artists. Like, where did that come from? Where did those connections come from?
The connection really came from my boy Troy Ave. You know, Troy Ave, he became a good friend of mine and almost a friend mentor. Like, you know, and he showed me how to move and showed me how to, you know, and then he introduced me to one person that introduced me to another person.
Damn,
like, you know, I got introduced to Drake because Troy Ave introduced me to Drake's DJ. Then Drake DJ, me and him got cool. Then I go to Toronto. Now I'm with Drake.
Damn, so you
and
met Drake.
Like, yeah. All
solid,
these people right here, like, you know, I meet one person, but I just knew how to move. So, you know, he showed me how to move around.
That's crazy.
And then, you know, Chris Brown, we got cool with Chris Brown. And just like a lot of, all the big artists you see, like Bryson Tiller, I was in his house 2 weeks ago when he was at the Grammys.
Damn,
you know, and
that's fucking,
these became like cool. And now, like, me opening the restaurant Chef Says D in San Diego, they were all booking. I ended up getting cool with these guys. And I kept a relationship. And then we went on tour with like Caleb For Real. And now I'm in the music industry all the way.
And those are the names.
And now I can just call them, like, call 10 guys, like, yo, I'm doing a festival. Who pulling up? And they all like, yo, yeah.
Where did the Troy Ave connection come from, though?
I went to his concert.
Damn, like that.
I was a fan. I was a fan. I went to the meet and greet and everything. And then, like, we had some stuff in relationships, and the manager at the time took my info. We got, you know.
That's solid.
And then I booked him 6 months later for my birthday. And he was like, I was a big Troy Ave fan. And I'm still a Troy Ave fan, but, you know, it's just crazy. And then he I learned the history about Troy Ave, and I'm like, yo, he's been a boss in his own area the whole time. He has never been signed to anyone. So he didn't. So walking his records in, he walked his records in. Walking certain deals in, the publisher, like, he walked those things in. So he knew everybody in a higher echelon. So he's not just an artist; he's the boss, and he's walking everybody in. So now, him getting cool, and he's introducing me to all the people who runs the music industry.
That's solid.
So I'm like, shit, it was game on from there.
That's solid.
The one thing I'm curious about too is your sponsorship is pretty solid, but you got Happy Dad in there too.
Yeah, Happy Dad.
You know the Happy Dad?
Hey, like, he didn't know how big Happy Dad was.
I know.
You put him on?
No, I told him, like, yo, Happy Dad, that's like,
It's
that's the Nelk Boys, you know?
Nelk Boys all the way.
No, I know who's that.
That's what I'm saying.
Nelk
You don't
Boys.
know.
No, I know who Happy Dad. I know who set that up. I see Happy Dad. I say, yo,
Boys made Happy Dad.
You got Kyle, which is one of the main dudes. You got Jesse, who helped start up Nelk, but Jesse split up. But you got Kyle and Steve will do it. Here's some pretty big hitters, bro. Pretty big. Yeah. Happy Dad is like, that's the young crew. Yeah. Like, that's the crew that you and
that's
I
why. Okay, well, I met Happy Dad. I was you know, I be moving around, and I'm like, okay, cool, and then, you know, it worked out. But I didn't know the guys you talked about. I didn't know that. Yeah. I'm just trying to make it work. Right, it's working.
It's working, bro, because you got the right people.
I got SDK now as a sponsorship too. So SDK sponsoring the VIP room.
Oh shit, that's hard. Yo, I'm telling you, man, this is an event y'all gotta hit because at the end of the day, I'm kind of jealous. Hopefully, we can make it, bro. We're going.
I thought we was going.
And look, everybody from LA, Vegas, everybody from they all coming to San Diego for that weekend. So, like, what he's trying to do, he's trying to make San Diego that place to go for, like, you know, certain things, you know.
Hell
yeah, for sure.
And
my question is like a real genuine question. Like, it's a lot of people out here who are like 16, 17, thinking about going to college, don't know if they're gonna go to college, thinking about going to the military, don't know. So you being somebody that has degrees, but also you have networked, do you genuinely think, you know, you need a degree to be successful, or is it truly about more who you know versus the knowledge that you have and the certs that you have, like from your own personal experience? Is it more who you know?
It's more who know you.
Oof.
You know what I mean? So it's
I like that.
So going to college, I ain't gonna lie. If you don't know what you want to do in your life, I'll tell everybody go do 4 years in the military. Because you're going to get some benefits that may last for lifetime and stuff like that. And the military will show you how to communicate. You know, you got to think about it. You go into a place and now you got to sleep with people for a whole year. It's like sleep in the same area with them for a whole year, 3 years. You don't know nobody. Now we sharing racks, sharing showers. And now you know how to deal with people. Your people skills are getting more delicate, but getting better now because you're dealing with people you don't want to deal with, but you're forced to deal with them. And now, like, the military showing you certain skills and show you how to, you know, maintain. So to me, that's a great opportunity.
That's really true.
And But if you outwork everybody gonna know who you are. Because when you outworking people like, yo, who's that? You don't have the person will have to meet you, but they go see your presence like, yo, who do right there?
No, that's real.
So the hard work is good, but
I like that.
If you don't know what you want to do, I'll say join the military. College is another option. You know, you go to a nice college and network, but college for me, it keeps you disciplined. It makes you finish tasks. Yeah. A lot of people don't know how to finish tasks.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And a lot of people worry about being a 4.0 in high school, but what are you in life? Are you a 4.0 in life?
Nah, that's real. So what I get from that is, trying your best in the books, but just being 100% yourself. I feel like when you're genuinely yourself, people will notice that, and they'll include you. They'll let you know what's up, invite you to places. So I feel like that's a lot with your story. Coming from where you came from. From what I've heard so far, you maintain you, and it just opened multiple doors for yourself. You
make that tornado, man. And people will come see that. And you'll clean the mess up. Like, okay, we see the movie you're making. They will respect it. And you got to be real and don't try to screw people over, because that shit will come back to you.
Hell yeah, man.
Doing good business. Yeah.
No, sure. One last thing, because I know we're really short on time, but I want to give a big thank you for the second event that we want to talk about real quick. My boy came to Future Entrepreneurship's conference, man. These kids fucking loved you, bro, for real.
Man, appreciate
it. The product that you brought, the conversations that you brought, and I hope through this they could see this and really go more in depth on your story. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, man, PV Jobs really appreciates your welcoming and you coming down there. And with that, man, we want to give you a cutting board that was made specifically by our participants, bro. Look at this, hard. I mean, as a chef, that's what you need right there.
This is dope, man. This is dope.
That's organic right there, man.
Made by participants, bro. Something very special, and we really appreciate you for coming out. Because, I mean, dude, you changing lives out here for real. You really are. And
I'm trying to.
There you go. And you doing it for your son. I really respect that. I really do.
Yeah.
This
is dope.
My last question. So from everything, all the accolades that you've got so far, what's the end goal for you? Or is it even an end goal? Or are you just trying to become the best version of yourself that you can be?
The best version of myself, man. And make the empire great. And it's kind of crazy because every time I grow, I get new goals. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like, I just want to get further and further.
That's right.
And, help anybody out that's an umbrella of me just be great too.
Hell yeah.
That's shape, man.
Chef Geoff, man, thank you for being on the Re-Entry Network podcast, man. Yo, plug everything you have right now, please. Even the Chef Fest stuff, please. Where can they buy tickets?
Oh, cheffestsd.com.
There you go.
ChefFestSD, Instagram, Twitter, all that. ChefFestSD.
Instagram too?
Instagram, everything Chef SSD.
And what about your stuff?
Oh, Chef Geoff Cole, Chef GeoffCole. You know what I mean? And just Google that and or Chef G Cole. All right, go ahead.
And plug your, I need you to plug your stuff too,
man.
Grackzz, Grackzz, 2 Z's. Don't forget them. We don't get them.
There you go.
For sure. And what new stuff you got out right now? What's the newest project?
Right now, I'm just dropping singles right now. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm just trying to still find what my fans like most about me, because I'm still growing with my music. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to progress and get better with my sound. So I'm just trying to find out what the fans like. But eventually, something gonna stick.
Yeah, you already know, man. Keep going, man.
That part. Real. Well, shit, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, follow all their shit, man. Thank y'all so much, and thank y'all for being here. Re-Entry Network Podcast, we out.